I'm Jackie. I'm an Arizona realtor and have built a multi-million-dollar business with my husband by using what I learned from being a teacher. Now I'm bringing the steps I took to leave the classroom and become a top producing agent and team owner. So grab your coffee, cherry vanilla Coke, or maybe even a cocktail, and let's begin. Hello, friends. Okay, I just have to thank those of you who've reached out and given me such amazing feedback about the podcast. So when I started this podcast, really my only goal was to just have a platform to share my experience and my growth in real estate. But hearing from other teachers around the globe who are considering a switch and then have them share that my podcast has been a good outlet for them to determine the best choice, guys, that's just been a bonus. So I'm excited. Today's episode is titled, I Will Always Love You. And I wanted to take the time to discuss the many things that I loved about teaching and the many things that I now love about real estate. So it's hard. It's hard to close the door on teaching. And for so many of us, we've always wanted to be a teacher. We played school when we were little. We never considered any other profession. But I'm here to tell you, it is okay to consider, and even more okay to actually make a switch to a different profession. You can love teaching, but want to change. You can love your students, but want something new. You're not wrong to feel this way. Now, when I was in the classroom, there were so many things that I loved. Probably my top was decorating my classroom. I absolutely loved decorating my classroom. So I had a flexible seating classroom. So there was couches and chairs and tables and anything that I could come up with to make it comfortable for the kids. I loved doing that. I would take tons of pictures. I would put it on my social media teacher page, and then I would get all kinds of feedback, and then other people would share their designs, and then I would change up stuff. I loved it. I also loved labeling things. And I secretly think that teachers pay teachers probably lost money when I left the classroom. I was one of those teachers that if you came up with some cool, pretty label, design, I wanted it, and I would change everything for it. My library, my classroom library with all of my books, everything was organized. Every box, every bin, everything had a different label for it, and I loved it. I loved organizing my closets and my filing cabinets. I loved creating bulletin boards. Yes, the bulletin boards. I loved them, and I loved creating engaging lessons. I loved teaching math. Guys, there is nothing better than watching a child who has struggled to grow in their confidence. I loved creating friendships with my parents. I really do miss seeing my parents and getting their Christmas cards each year where I can see the dog and the pond in the backyard and whatever else is in the picture. I loved working alongside with so many amazing teachers. I loved collaborating with them. I really do miss that. I also loved mentoring new teachers. So in Kentucky, it was called KTEP mentoring. And so it's the mentorship program. I loved doing that. I loved helping them navigate the classroom and how to balance, your home life and then your work life. I loved planning. I loved backwards planning. I loved going over data. I had charts for every single kid. I loved watching students progress in different content areas. Guys, I loved teaching social studies. There is nothing better than teaching U.S. history. I would sit on the corner of my desk. I would cross my legs. I would look at the students and I would say, now where did I leave off? And instead of hearing the groan of, oh my gosh, it's social studies, I would see the gleam in their eye because they knew this was going to be the best story they'd ever heard. I loved relating content to real world problems. I loved watching students smile when I met them at the door in the classroom. Now, guys, why I loved so much about teaching, in 2021, I was ready for a change. I wanted to reach more people. I wanted to help more people. I wanted to make an even bigger impact on my community. Maybe that's why I went into real estate as opposed to any other field. I love selling homes, guys. It's so much fun. I love being a buyer's agent. I love sitting down with my buyers and going over what their goals are. I love looking for homes and sending them properties. I love scheduling the appointments and walking through the home with them. If they're families, it's even better because you get to hear the kids run through the house and say, oh, this is my room. No, it's not your room. It's my room. I'm the oldest. I get to pick first. And then you have the parents look at you like, I'm so embarrassed. And I just grin and say, I have 4 kids of my own. I get it. I love meeting new clients. I love helping them purchase the home of their dreams. So now in real estate, there's lots of different niches you can go into. You can work with investors. Maybe they're increasing their portfolio and you're learning about fix and flips. Maybe you like working with newlyweds when love is in the air. Maybe you like working with new parents who are looking for the perfect neighborhood home to grow and increase their family. They're worried about the school districts. Guys, as teachers, we can give them the inside scoop on what questions to ask when they're touring these schools. What kind of things should you be looking for? Maybe you want to work with retirees. Maybe you want to work with families who are relocating. If you're a person who's recently relocated, then you know what it feels like. You know the worries. And if you happen to be native to that area, well, even better, because you can tell them all the great spots. Guys, the sky's the limit. You can work in horse properties, golf communities, age-restricted communities, luxury homes, or multi-unit properties. Now, when I decided to make the dive into real estate, I knew I wanted to work with first-time home buyers. One is because it reminded me of my time in the classroom. When working with a first-time home buyer, you have to possess certain qualities. Here's a few. Patience, super important. Supportive, super important. Knowledgeable, gotta have that. You are working with clients who have never purchased a home before, and you have to be their tour guide through the process. It doesn't mean that I don't service other areas of my industries, but my eyes light up a little more when I'm working with a first-time home buyer. The first thing I do when working with those buyers is I map out the process. I want to ensure that we are all on the same page and the expectations are set. Guys, the current market is very competitive. Homes are selling quickly. Multiple offers are being written on a single property. And first-time home buyers are also sometimes outbid at their price point. So by setting the stage and mapping out the process, the buyer keeps their eyes on the prize, which is home ownership, and their feelings of stress, being overwhelmed, and getting discouraged can be diminished. Of the buyers I've worked with that are first-time buying a home, all of them have shared that they enjoyed the buying process. They stated that I was patient, that I was available when they called, that I was quick to respond with any questions that they had. Being responsive and being patient will get you a long way. You want the world to see you as a person who cares. This is why teachers make such good realtors. When we're in a classroom and we're teaching a lesson, we can anticipate the questions that the students are going to have before they even ask it. We can anticipate what issues are going to pop up, and we can take care of those before they happen. We are very good at being proactive instead of reactive. Now, lots of the population has opinions about realtors, and some of those opinions aren't the most flattering. It's my purpose to change those negative opinions. It's my purpose to create an image that is more positive. And I do this by treating my clients the same way I treated my students, with respect, with dignity, and with care. How many of you teachers have heard that statement? Oh, you're a teacher. Oh, that's such an easy job. Anyone could do that. Yeah, right. I think COVID kind of showed that parents need to respect us a little bit more, right? It's not an easy job. It's not just summers off and all the holidays. No, it's a hard job. So is being a real estate agent. So by treating people with respect, dignity, and care, you're showing them a different opinion than what they may have. Guys, you loved teaching once upon a time. But it's okay to step away and choose a different career path. You can do this because maybe you want to better your finances. Maybe you want to change up your family life. Maybe you want to increase the time with your loved ones. And being a realtor is a great transition for any teacher. Going into real estate can seem scary. Starting something new can be a challenge. But you keep the attention of 24 to 32 children a day for 7 hours. You maintain peace in a sea of hormones and body odor. You can do this, and I'm here to help you. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Jackie Durbin AZ. Also like, share, and rate this podcast. And if you need any help or if you have state-specific questions, reach out to me. I will gladly help you. Everyone wants to get into real estate. It can be a whole lot of fun. I will always love teaching. but I will also always be the best agent for all of my clients. Thanks, guys. See you next week.